This photograph is a classic in my courses. I have always used it to prove the superiority of the LAB approach over RGB when it is necessary to radically modify one or more colors. When I tried applying MTC ChromaWarp to this image, I was surprised, and I anticipate that this example will be very brief because the result can be achieved with just a few clicks. What result? The idea is to make the boy's blue jacket the same as the girl's. This is a huge color shift that puts a lot of stress on the image. At the end of the lesson, I will reveal why MTC ChromaWarp is able to work so precisely, but first, let's get started. This image is a good example of how you can effortlessly capture prominent colors. Simply click on the palette icon at the top left of the panel, and the position of the points identifying the 6 predefined colors in the color wheel will immediately change. This is because the plugin has analyzed the image and decided that some colors are more important than others. They are, in fact, prominent, and it suggests them to us. The choice is usually very accurate, but it is clear that in certain images that are more varied than this one, there may be a difference between the plugin's choice and what we had in mind. In this case, simply redefine the input colors manually. We can immediately see that MTC ChromaWarp has identified 2 samples that fall in the blue area. These are the samples that define the prominent colors in the boy's jacket. The girl's jacket, on the other hand, is a rather bright red, and it is not difficult to understand that it corresponds to the 2 outermost samples in the red area. They are outermost because the saturation is high, of course. How can we proceed? Simple and intuitive. We click and drag this point so that it overlaps with the red ones. We see that the jacket has become a credible red, but not in the upper parts where we can still see some blue. This suggests clicking and dragging the second blue point to roughly the same position as the first, and here is the result. The 2 corresponding squares show us the huge difference between the input colors and the output colors we have set. Based on what we see, we can also adjust the perceived brightness and obtain the result that seems closest to the goal we have in mind, net of small variations in saturation and hue, which in this case do not seem necessary to me. Please note that the skin tone has remained completely unchanged, and this is one of the issues we will address shortly. That's it. If the plugin works this way, it's because it uses LAB internally, not RGB. This is the most intuitive approach to LAB I've encountered. If I hadn't revealed this feature to you, you might not even have thought that it had anything to do with it. I think we can end this example here. Even though the change is extreme, the time required is minimal, as you have seen. Shall we try something more challenging next time?